Hey everyone, and welcome to the Dark Forest, the next chapter for our brand new series here on FS22. So we are just on our way down to our start area. So we're starting off with $0. We've got this trusty old pickup, a small tractor and a small trailer, a chainsaw, one area of land which we also have a loan which covers the cost of buying the land and the start equipment, so we'll need to repay that as we go. So we've got a little gas station here. We can fill up our equipment as and when we need to. So there is nothing on this map other than the dealership, the small gas station. There is one sawmill and an animal dealer. There is no other sell point, so there is only the one sell point for wood. So any other products we do, we will need to build our own sell point to take them to. So we start off with the smallest area of land that's available to buy, and also the cheapest. So there's our tractor, our nice John Deere, which I really enjoyed using on Silver and Forest, so I thought I'd get it again. So if we take a look at the map and go to farmland, so we own farmland 2, which, as I said, is the smallest and the cheapest area of land we could start with. But we're just doing a start from scratch, 0 money, one area of land, and we'll see if we can turn this forestry map, this place, into a thriving farm. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you'd like to kind of see. Did mention in the live stream about possibly doing like a kind of a challenge where we build up a huge dairy operation up to the point where we earn $1 million in 1 year, just from selling milk. It'd be quite a big challenge. I'm not sure exactly how many cows we would need to do that. But yeah, let me know in the early episodes what kind of thing you think we should focus on. Maybe focus on one single thing, or just do something similar to No Man's Land and have lots of different things. So let me know in the comments. So obviously, as we've got no money, we do have a chainsaw and some spray paint, so we can mark out the trees on the edge of our land as we go. So when we get to the boundaries, and if we plan in a certain area, we can just mark the trees down so we know which ones to remove. But to get us started, we're going to need to earn some money, and the only way we can do that is purely by cutting a few trees down. Sawmill is just over there. It is also a production sawmill, but we won't be looking to buy it because then we'd have to wait for pallets to be produced, and then there is nowhere to sell the pallets unless we set it to direct sell. So first thing is cutting some trees down. As we've got a nice big clear area here, we'll cut them this way. So I think 90 degrees. So if we go 0, I'll get that as close to 0 as we can. Get our trusty chainsaw out, which is going to start costing us money as well as we use it. And we'll get our first tree cut down here on the Dark Forest. Now I do have lumberjack mod, so I will just get rid of stumps as we go. And then we'll get this delimbed. So I'm recording this as a time lapse as well. I'm not sure how well it's going to work out because it's not something I've attempted before. So the idea of this series is on my SimFarm Plus channel, which hopefully you're watching this on, will be the Let's Play version. So where I'll be explaining what we're doing, and you can kind of get my thought processes on how I go about these kind of maps. For anybody that hasn't got the time to watch a Let's Play, because obviously they're generally longer videos, or just doesn't want all my ramblings and listening to me talking away for like 30-40 minutes, then there'll be the time-lapse version on the main channel, SimFarm main channel. So yeah, I need to just remember to keep in mind that I'm doing this as a time-lapse as well. So next we'll need to get this cut up. I'm not going to be using super strength, so we need to cut these into a length that's going to be able to be picked up until we can get some sort of equipment So what we'll do is we drive our tractor over there and park it next to the tree. So obviously I don't want to cut two shorter pieces that aren't going to fit on the trailer. But also I obviously don't want to cut them too long. We try and park this somewhere around about there. Turn the engine off because we don't want to waste our diesel. So yeah, that's pretty much perfectly in line with the back of the trailer. So if we bring up the help menu, the Lumberjack mod recently updated now has the measure built in. So you can see there at the bottom of the help window it says length 17.7 meters, that's to our right, and then 2.9 meters to our left. So if we cut there now, this short piece here will be 2.9 meters long, and the tree that way was 17. So it gives you the measurement either side of the tree as you're facing it. It does work, obviously, I think one way round. So if we was from this way around, the shorter measurement will be our right hand side. So I don't know if it goes from the bottom of the tree to the right. Yeah, not sure. Anyway, but it looks like 3 meter lengths will be perfect for this trailer. I don't think we're going to be able to pick that up. That's going to be too heavy. Yeah, object too heavy. So if we now go further down the tree, you'll see it gives the new measurements now for this actual tree. So if we set that to 3 meters again, and then we can just go up to 3 meters, and then keep going 3 meters until there's no tree left. So I'm not sure how much of this we're going to be able to pick up with the actual without super strength, but we should be able to pick up that piece to start with. 48 kilograms. I think it's 100 kilograms is the maximum weight you can lift. So that one's 225. That's 173. Oh, we can actually pick that one up. Okay. Oh, that's quite a bit bigger. I'm just going to try and pick up the tractor just to make sure I haven't accidentally enabled super strength. But no, it's letting us pick those ones up. Okay. Now that's not too bad then if there's only one piece of the tree that we won't be able to pick up. So I think, yeah, what we're going to have to do is continue cutting down a few trees, get the trailer filled up, and get them sold and get them to a point where we can try and get some sort of loader that we can then use to try and pick up the heavier bits of logs. Then we can get a slightly bigger trailer, cut longer lengths, and then load those up as well. So yeah, I'm going to continue. I'll get down. Well, we probably only need 2 more trees to finish filling this trailer. So yeah, we'll get a few more trees cut down, ready. I don't want to do too many at 3 meters. We'll have to see how much we actually make from them first. Because I don't want to cut loads down at short lengths and then find out we could have done some longer lengths. So yeah, let's continue and get a few trees cut down. Okay, so there's the first load. We may have been able to squeeze a few more on, but not sure how well this John Deere would pull the extra weight. So we'll get this sold and see how much we make. We are down to minus $24. What I do need to try and work out is where the actual trigger is. So I may need to just quickly switch on the interactive zone markers. It looks like it's just here. I don't know. Oh, I think we should be able to fit inside there. I'll get those unstrapped. Now we'll see how much we get for these. So £3,122 for that first load. That's not too bad. So I'll go and get the next load all loaded up and we'll get that sold. I just need to go and check mod up as well because there is something I want to potentially buy. I don't know if I've got it installed. So I might need to just nip out the game and check if I've got that. So yeah, we'll get the next load loaded up and we'll get that one sold and see if we can get this new piece of equipment. Okay, so second load to sell. And this is pretty much all the trees or logs cut down that we can actually lift by hand. So everything else now is a bit too heavy. So 3,161. This sawmill is extremely noisy. So we're up to $6,259. I don't think that's quite enough to get what I want. I think we need around, it's 4,700 for the one part, and then we need another 3,300 I think, or there or thereabouts. So it's 4,700. So we need around about 8,000. So we're going to have to do one more load. And then we should be able to buy some new equipment that will allow us to pick up these heavier logs and then load those up. So I'm going to continue and get in a few more trees cut down, ready to be loaded up and sold. And then we can hopefully get that new equipment which will help us get these heavier logs that we currently can't pick up because they're just over 200 kilos. It seems to be 200 kilos is the maximum weight by hand, as the one piece I picked up was 199.7 I think it was, and it let me pick that one up. But anything that's got 2 or above 2, it won't let me. So yeah, we'll continue, we'll get some more trees cut down and then we'll be back when we've done that. Load number 3. This should give us enough money to go and buy the new equipment, and we'll get this one sold if I can get off the tractor. There we go. $3,188 takes up to $9,424. That should just about give us enough to buy the 2 pieces of equipment we need. So we'll go and drop the trailer off and then we'll head up to the store to get that bought. Okay, so slight change of plan. The equipment I was hoping to get is not going to work out, so we had to kind of change my mind. So we've done a few more loads of logs, so we're up to 18,504. There's our little bag and chainsaw that fell out the back of the pickup. So I'm going to drop this trailer off here. We're going to go and buy some new equipment, but it's not the equipment I wanted, so we did need a little bit more money. And the trigger is somewhere over here. There we go. So what I need to get, or what I'd like to get, is something that we can lift the heavier logs and also eventually some longer logs. So just check the used equipment sale. Nothing in there that's any use to us. So if we go skid steers is what I want. Now I've got these nice cheap little skid steers by JCL's farm equipment. So we're going to go with the John Deere version. I'm hoping this is going to be able to lift up the heavier logs. We can add some extra weight to it. So we're going to add an extra 300 pounds on the back. And it also does show it is compatible with the add-on weight for the Massey. So we'll buy that 8,170. So if I go combinations, it does show it is compatible with this, which I think just fits on the rear hitch. So if need be, we could potentially get that and try it. It fits on that type of hitch on the back of there. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure if that'll fit on this particular one. Might be worth trying though. The next thing we need to get is, if we go skid steer tools. Yeah, we get the log and brush grab. We'll keep that black. And we'll try and use this for lifting up the heavy logs. I also actually want to get this slightly larger trailer. This is by Henry NDF. I'm just going to keep everything as standard on here. This one's also got an attacher as well. So we do have the potential to get a second one of these hooked onto the back. The only thing with this is whether our tractor will be able to pull it full. We don't, fortunately, we are just going across flat ground, so we don't have to go up hills or rough terrain. So hopefully we shouldn't have too many issues, but this is quite a big upgrade on the trailer. So there's our new little John Deere 65B. And yeah, just hope that this has got enough weight in it to lift up the longer logs. Right, so back up here with the tractor and our new trailer. I did have to buy a drawbar as well to go on the back of the tractor, just because the hitch on the John Deere is quite high for this trailer, so it was lifting the front wheels off the ground, which they still are a little bit. But we can now just adjust the drawbar on the back so we can get the right height for this particular trailer. But it sits on the ground a little bit better now. So hopefully, I have already tried this log, and the way this picks up, it does actually work quite well. So hopefully we should be able to get away with the longer 5 meter or 6 meter length logs, and then be able to load them up with these. So what we'll do now is go around and collect all these big heavy logs that we can't lift by hand, get these thrown onto our trailers, clear all the trees we've got now cut at 3 meters, and then once they're all cleared out the way, we can start cutting any future trees to. Looking at this trailer, I think 5, we probably will get away with 6s, they will overhang a little bit, but we might do 5s. Because I don't want to push our little John Deere tractor too much. So yeah, we'll get the rest of these loaded up, and then we'll get these all sold, and then see how much we can make from these big heavy ones. Okay, so let's get this first load with the larger logs sold. We'll see how much we make from this. So 3,455. That's a little bit more than we were getting with the smaller logs on the other trailer. But yeah, we just need to finish getting all of the 3 meters loaded up and sold now, and then we can start cutting some longer length logs. Okay, so these are the last of the 3 meter logs to sell, and we're currently up to $21,828. That's another 1,983. So any trees we cut down now will do 5 meter lengths. Just hope our little trusty John Deere can pull a full trailer load with 5 meter lengths in. So we're up to 23,812, and we have cleared a smallish area from our land. As I said, we've got all of the 5 meters, so what we'll probably do is start cutting down some of these trees here going towards the track that way. So these ones here. And we'll start cutting these up for 5 meter lengths. So we'll move our pickup out of the way. So we don't want to drop any trees on it. So we'll do these ones 5 meters. So it'll be exactly the same as we did earlier. I'll cut them all 0 degrees. So they all kind of fall parallel to each other. And then just using the lumberjack mod, I'll go down and cut them 5 meter lengths. And then we'll get some loaded up. So we'll probably do another couple of trailer loads. See how much we get. There is a nice rustic cabin farmhouse, or small rustic cabin, from Elk Mountain Modding, which I'd like to get as a kind of starter house at least. But it is pretty expensive at 40,000, so it's a lot of money to spend. But I think for how much we're making and how much more we should make now with the longer lengths, we should be able to afford it fairly easy. And I think that'll be a nice end to the video to get the house built. And then maybe possibly a greenhouse so we can start growing our own food. So we'll do 5 meters. Again, just working my way along with the measurements on the help window. And when we get to 5, we'll cut. This may leave some really small offcuts or some shorter lengths. That one's not worked out too bad. A few decent 5 meter lengths there. So yeah, we'll get the rest of these trees probably just on this corner, going back to that spruce and pine there. Get this little area cleared out, and then we'll get these loaded up and sold. Okay, so first trailer load of the 5 meter lengths. So in theory we should get double the amount we were getting for the 3 meters. Although they're not double the length because they are longer lengths. So yeah, 6,489, which is around about double what we were getting previously. Despite the fact that they're not obviously double the length. So if we were to probably do 6s, which I think would be a little bit too long for this trailer, and I think may possibly be a little bit too much weight for the John Deere as well. So we'll stick to 5s, but I think if we was to do 6s, we'd probably be getting 7,500 per load. But we're up to 30,279. So we need another 10,000 to get the cabin. I'd also like to try and get the greenhouse, which I think the one I want to get is around 7,000. Then we need a water trailer to top that up. Possibly need to build a water point because I think the closest water on this is quite far away, and I'm not sure if that is an actual water course where we can get water from. We'll park this here and we'll jump back into the skidder and we'll get the next load loaded up. So yeah, we've got so I'd say estimate, I think the smallest water tanker is around about 3,000. So the greenhouse 7. So that'll be another 10, so 40, 50. And I also want to try and make regular loan payments to repay our loan. So maybe we say 5,000 per month, a minimum we need to pay off each month. I think I did this on one of the other series and then forgot after a few episodes. I had a slight break. So yeah, I think if we do a kind of like 5, as a minimum 5,000 loan repayment each month, Maybe if I forget to do it 1 month, people can let me know in the comments, and we'll have to have a penalty for missing a payment. That way then we are actually paying the loan off, because usually I'd kind of forget about it, and then I do always pay it back before we do finish up the series, and I get the final bank count. But a lot of the times with No Man's Land and the Western Wilds as well, I completely forgot we bet the loans until the very end. So yeah, we'll get this finished, getting this loaded up, and we'll get this sold. That should take us up to around about 36,000. So we'll need at least one more full load for the cabin, and possibly a little bit of landscaping costs as well. And then probably another 2 loads after that for the greenhouse and loan payment. Possibly, maybe we'll leave the greenhouse till next time, and we'll just do the cabin. But we'll see how much we get after selling all these. Okay, so these are the last few 5-meter lengths. Tell a lie, actually, I've just spotted another one I've missed there in the grass. May be able to pick that one up by hand. Just quickly check. Can we? That's just about. Oh, I've missed another log there as well. Or another 2. No, another 3. 4. So yeah, we'll get those on. That should take us to around about 52,000. Which should be enough to get the, well, it'll be enough to get the cabin. So we can get that, at least then we'll have somewhere to sleep overnight. Now where are these logs? Just over here. And yeah, I'm not sure if we'll have any extra money then to do the greenhouse, but that's something we can do next time. It's still only January, so it's a little bit early to get this grass cut, but I definitely think trying to get some way of clearing this area so we can actually see what we're doing a little bit better when we are cutting the trees. Either get something for the tractor that we can use to pull the trees out of the grass into the clearing, to cut them up then so it's a bit easier to see where they are, or something to actually clear the grass in this area and the bushes. The downside of dragging the trees out to the clearing is the more trees we cut, the further away that gets. The further we have to then move the trees to the clearing. But I think we'll also next time possibly start to look at potential equipment to start creating a field. Obviously we can't do any planting of any crops until spring, but if we can start getting the field prepped, or getting the equipment to start doing some field work. So we'd need a plough, a lime spreader, and then a seed drill or planter. I'm not sure what's available that's useful with the little John Deere tractor, so potentially we may also need to see about getting a slightly more powerful tractor for that, and then we can keep the John Deere for the light duty work that we can do with it. So it wouldn't be anything big, maybe something 100, 115 horsepower. Just give us a little bit more options with what equipment we can use. Right, so we'll finish getting the last couple of these on, then we'll get these sold, and then we should be able to have a go looking to build this cabin. I say it will only be a temporary house. How long for, I don't know. We'll try and find somewhere reasonable to build it, and then once we've got a bit more land cleared, we may find a more suitable spot for a larger, more permanent home. Okay, so let's get this last load sold for today. Then we'll have a go at building the cabin. That's another 6,813 for that load. I think one of the logs I did put on there was from the tallest spruce trees you can get, which was quite a bit of a monster of a log. So if we could get a few more of those, we'd obviously make a lot more money each trip. But we're up to 54,231. So that potentially does give us enough for the greenhouse as well, but I don't think it'll leave enough to make a payment for the loan. So yeah, definitely think we'll have to leave that next time. So we'll park this up next to our skidder. Yeah, skid steer. Skidder, I'm thinking of the other one. So let's go into build mode. And we'll go farmhouses. And the one I want to build, obviously there's a lot of cheaper options. So there's the little tiny house by Omatana. There's also the Hobo Farmhouse pack by Omatana as well. And some various different trailers from the Omatana Farm Building Trailer Farm pack. Silo Living, which is a nice little silo. And then we've got the Alien Gym Farmhouse that was from No Man's Land. A Platinum Expansion Farmhouse, which is the old school bus, which, yeah, I think we're a little bit beyond that. Log Cabin by GTX, which is a really nice little cabin, which is, I think, is the one I used on Crater Lake. Pioneer Tent, that 20,000 for a tent is a little bit expensive. And then we've got various other ones from Omatana's pack, but the one I want to go for is the Rustic Cabin by Elk Mountain Modding. It's 40,000, but it's a very nice looking cabin. And now all we need to do is just find the best kind of position for it. As I say, this will get changed at some point, so it's only a kind of a starter house. If we, yeah, I'm just trying to think best place, maybe a bit more over this way, just in between those trees there. So it's going to cost exactly 40,000 because it's nice and flat here. So we'll drop that there. And then what we'll do, and this is where we're probably going to spend a little bit more than I'd like, is on the landscaping. Let's see what textures we've got. So we've got dirt texture. We could just put around so it's looking like bare grass. Oh, extend it around the fire pit a little bit more. And I'll bring that down the side as well. And just around the back, get rid of that bush so we can access our wood store. Our little log stove. And then what we'll do, we'll just put a little path coming down from there. I've just spotted another log just there that I've missed. Just round that off a little bit. So there's our first farmhouse. Right, little home for the foreseeable future at least. So we've left with 13,924. We could potentially get the greenhouse, but then we would not have enough money left to make a loan payment of at least 5,000. So what I'll do first is we'll make the loan payment so we know we've actually paid it. Yeah, we'll repay 5,000, so we now only owe 115,000. So yeah, there's our new farmhouse. Get that log out the way so I'll remember it's there. So it'll be time for us to go and rest up, I think. So we're left with 8,924. The greenhouse is 7,000, but then we wouldn't have enough money to get a water trailer and then fill it up with water. What is our new home? A very nicely detailed house. Nice bedroom. Nice, well, sort of nice bathroom. Tin bath. Well, roof space up there for some storage. A nice kitchen. So at least we've got a TV and a radio. So yeah, we'll I'm sure we'll feel nice and comfortable in here and get some logs on the fire. So that's our new home. And yeah, that's the first bit of work here on Dark Forest. Plenty to do. So I want to try and at least get one field in for this year that we can harvest later in the year. Possibly maybe do some wheat, barley. No, we can't do wheat, barley, can we? Because of they wouldn't be ready to grow. So oats, maybe sorghum, because we can use sorghum potentially for chickens. We can get maybe a little chicken coop. We can get some eggs. I say get greenhouse so we can get some lettuce, tomato, and completely forgot what the other crop is. Strawberries. Completely forgot what the other crop was then in the standard base game greenhouse. Yeah, lettuce, tomato, strawberries growing. So yeah, we'll leave it there for this episode. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you obviously not into this then and you want to see some of the bits that were jump cut and cut out, then check out the time lapse on the main channel as well. I'm not sure how long the first video will be because I've got no idea. Unfortunately, I've only got one timer and it's timing the bits where I'm talking, so I don't go too long on those bits, so I've got no idea how the rest of it is. So the first episode on the time-lapse may be a little bit short, and a little bit shorter than I would like, but hopefully for the next one I can get that sorted and we can get to some regular length videos. So again, a big thank you for watching. Oh, I should say, if you've not yet subscribed to this channel, then please do consider subscribing. It would be really great if you did and you enjoy this content, because there's plenty more to come on this channel. As I say, it's my second channel, so my subscriber count on this channel is a lot lower, so I really appreciate if you could take the time to sub to this one as well. And if you did enjoy it, then please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you do have any questions, comments, suggestions, anything you'd like to see, then please do let me know in the comment section. I really appreciate that as well. And again, a big thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one. Thank you again. Goodbye.